What is up, my man Jay Spence? Hump Day,
What up? What up? What up? Let's go.
bringing the energy. My people, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the Hump Day Hotline. It is your man Joe Miller with his very good friend, some may call him a best friend, Jay Spence the King. How are you feeling, Jay Spence?
I am feeling very, very good.
You,
However,
however,
however, I'm feeling good, but I'm a little not annoyed, but annoyed because I'm here with all of you today. I love you all, but my Lakers right now, and I have the TV up right here. So if you ever see me looking up like this, I love you guys, but y'all already know
you're
where my
playing.
heart is at the
You're
moment.
you're second tonight. So Bills Mafia is second tonight to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah. So what a game, right? So what a heart stopper. You wanted to talk about something in particular right off the top. So why don't I think I've done an introduction. I'm Joe Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. You're watching the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Fanatics Multicast Network. You are.
Jay Spence the King, the host of Code of Conduct. You can find me on Twitter at Jay Spence the King.
Yep. And we are super glad to have you guys with us. Just so you know, if this is the first time you've ever joined us, you can interact with us. So you should, wherever you're watching, you should see comments scrolling by on your screen. That is how you talk to us. And we are going to have conversation tonight. You're going to get to drive the show. We're going to start the show talking about the Bills and that defensive collapse by the Buffalo Bills, but coming out on top, Josh Allen, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Comeback, Captain Comeback, whatever you want to call him. And then we're going to move on to the Raiders. And Jay Spence the King wants to get out of here in an hour. And I told him I couldn't promise him that because I don't know how chatty y'all are going to be. And y'all have a tendency to chat a little bit. So, but
Well,
you,
I mean, I get that. I can promise you that if they continue, they'll just be talking to Joe. It's okay. I love you and I love everyone.
so
But this is the NBA Finals. This isn't like just a regular game. I've missed season games for you guys, but this is the NBA Finals. It's the championship. To be honest, I love Rico, Pierre, and Bobby, and I love you. If it wasn't for the four of you, I would not be on the show tonight. It is the NBA Finals.
so if somewhere in the middle of the show it goes to this, we know
Yes.
why. Right? That's what you're
I
telling
do
me.
love you all. I promise. I do love you all. I promise.
Gotcha. But you wanted to talk about something in particular regarding the Buffalo Bills tonight. And don't mind me while I'm just sipping a little bit. So go for it, bro. What do you got?
Yeah, listen, Gabriel Davis is way,
Mm.
way ahead of the curve.
Mm.
Way ahead of the curve. He's a rookie, but he's out there, and I get it. Like rookies have good games here and there. The things that I'm seeing from Gabriel Davis as a football player, you don't see in year one in the
Right.
NFL.
Right.
He just has like a certain presence on the sideline when he had that toe drag swag and all that, whatever they call it. He had a couple really nice catches that you just don't see rookies make, in my opinion. I always see, it's like rookies normally, especially first couple weeks of the season, they haven't been in big moments or they haven't. He showed up and he
Yeah.
showed out.
Yeah. I think what's amazing to me about Gabriel Davis is just there's a stark line, a stark contrasted line, even with what we would consider first round draft pick wide receivers, guys that come in like Randy Moss, guys that come in like OBJ, guys that come in like Landry did versus kind of everybody else. And that's
Mhm.
generally a first round thing. Guys either come in that way or they take some time to develop or they never develop. And you're talking about a kid doing it that was taken in the third, fourth round. Like, I mean,
Fourth round, yeah.
fourth round, which is, I mean, the field presence that he had, and it was in the highlights. Well, first of all, the throw. I mean, let's talk about the throw. You had Corey on your show today, and I have made several comments on my show about the fact that when Josh Allen starts rolling out to his left, get nervous because he is mechanically not sound rolling to his left. And if you watch that Rams game, their defense tried to get him. They tried to keep him to the left. They did not want him rolling to his right because if he rolls to his right, he's dangerous. So they were trying to push him to his left, which caused him to start kind of pedaling backwards because he didn't want to go to his left. He was pedaling
Right.
backwards. But that throw, he's running to his left, and I'm like, oh God. And then he cranks his hips
Beautiful.
around and puts that ball in the air, throws a beautiful rainbow. And Gabriel Davis is just tracking the ball. And like for him to have the presence of mind, like to know exactly where that sideline was, that was just, he had a
It's
game
impressive.
and a half. Like
It-
I'm excited about him. We've
It's
been excited.
impressive.
We've been excited about him on the Hump Day Hotline since
Yeah,
the beginning of the season. We've been
for
excited
sure.
about, yeah. I mean, so yeah, it was super duper impressive.
The only thing about that play, and I mean, you're right. The Rams and pretty much I can tell you everybody this season until Josh fixes it, if he fixes it during the season,
Mhm.
everybody's going to try to push him to the left. The only thing about that play that I wish could have been better is that instead of throwing it to the spot he threw it.
Yeah.
If he could have got his hips around just a little bit more and just floated it out so where Gabe could just run in stride straight, that would have been a touchdown 10 times out of 10.
He's still running.
Yeah. No, he's like he's running all the way out here to Arizona. Like he's all the way out here right now. So, it's but I'll tell you what, Josh Allen has improved beyond what any of us could think he could. And it's bugging me because today, all day, I've been seeing, like, now, and I'll try to pull it up and actually read it verbatim, but people now are talking like, well, is this due to a soft starting schedule for the Bills? The Rams are they're a real team. Like this isn't. Yeah. And I'll tell you what,
last year was a down year more than it was the norm for them. Last year was a down year.
For sure. I feel like it was like, you had certain players that didn't quite want to be there. You had just some locker room stuff going on. Now guys are showing up to work who wants to work. They want to look for work. They want to put bodies on other men. It's different, man. It's different. So that's a real team.
For sure. And it's exciting. And we're living in wildest dreams land right now as it pertains to Josh Allen. Like never in our wildest dreams. Just stop already. We're gonna go there already. Like, stop, dude. The TV.
I had to throw it up there, man. I
want to go someplace, and you're like, I'm ADD as it is, and you're sidetracking me. Like, so literally, the Bills. It was second down, and everybody in Buffalo. I don't know how it was for you. Our TV's blacked out. Like it happened again, and I was like, it's gonna happen again. And then, like when the TV came back on, the Bills had punted, so none of us even saw the first punt.
It was like he was killing it, man.
And then he destroyed the second one. So for those of you that have been hanging out with us for a couple weeks, I might be buying a Corey Bojorquez jersey and rocking it on the Hump Day Hotline. I want to take a minute just to welcome everybody again into the show. All the usuals are here. Lone Wolf, Ryan Thiel, Davian Price is here. Brian Bowers is here. I'm going to miss some of you guys. It's just great to have Daniels here. Like, it's just great to see you guys in. Elliot's always in the house, although I did see him say something about Josh Allen not being that good, so I don't know if we have to find Elliot. Don't show up to the Hump Day Hotline live like before the Chiefs game, or we might have to throw down or something like that. Robbie's in the house as well.
Robbie.
Yeah, I finally started listening to both of your About Time. What were you waiting for?
I mean, it's only been all summer. No, we appreciate you, Brian, because you're around here every week too. So we appreciate you. And I know podcasting, sometimes listening to a podcast is different than watching YouTube. So for you to take your time, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So do us a favor, whatever platform you're listening to on right now, retweet us or share it on Facebook, share it, whatever. Grab that link, throw it on Twitter, throw it on Facebook. Let's get some more people up into this mug. We're running about 145 right now. I'd like to see us back up in that 300 range, like we had 400 range, like we had first couple games of the season. But you are tuned in to the Hump Day Hotline, and Jay Spence and I are excited to have you here. But what we're going to do first is we're going to pay some bills. And I get to do the read tonight. So this is what's up. So if there's kids in the room, earmuffs, right? So like cover their ears or send them out of the rooms, because we're gonna have some adult talk just for a minute, right? You see down in the right corner of your screen, it says Manscaped. Now here's what's up. We've been talking about Manscaped. Manscaped has officially partnered with Buffalo Fanatics. So what that means is that, so some of you are out there on the fence, and Jay Spence has been talking about it. I've been talking about it. Steve Mathis has been talking about it. Rico and his wife were talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it. And this is what I want to tell you. About 25 people that watch this show, or not this show, but all the shows on the Buffalo Fanatics multicast network, have bought Manscaped and used the promo code Fanatics. Enough of you have bought it that Manscaped wants to partner with us. So they are now one of the official sponsors of Buffalo Fanatics. But here's the thing. If you're not sure, listen to what we're telling you. Our balls have never been this smooth. Our wives have never been this happy. Like, the product works. It's fantastic. And this is what we're going to do for you. If you go right now or at some point this week, tomorrow, and do what 25 other Bills Mafia members have done who watch Buffalo Fanatics, and you go there and you purchase anything at all, and you put in your promo code Fanatics, you're going to get 20% off, and you're going to get free shipping. I can tell you what the cost is. The whole package is $100. So if you put Fanatics in, you're going to get it for $80, and they're going to ship it to you for free. Now, here's the thing, and Spence can talk about the razor as well. That razor, so we've all lived in that space where we were kids, and we took like the clippers, and we went down there, and it's right, and then you get to like the soft spots, and ouch, and then you're bleeding and you're screaming. But that razor ain't such, right? Talk about
No,
it, Jay
no,
Spence.
that's it. That Razor smooth, man. It's a real nice ride down there. You know what I'm saying? It's real nice.
It's a real
It's
nice
a
ride.
real nice ride.
That's what she said. So do us a favor. jump into manscaped.com, throw in the promo codes Fanatics or the promo code Fanatics. Get 20% off, free shipping. Do us a favor. The Cantaloupe King. That was awesome. Did you see that?
It was Josh Allen,
Did you
though.
see it on
Yeah.
GMFB? Oh
Yeah,
my
it
gosh,
was.
it was amazing. It was
It was funny.
it was amazing. But as we've already been talking about, everybody, welcome into the show. Thank you guys for joining us. It's exciting to have you here. For those of you that have never been with us before, you have the ability to talk to us, as I was saying a couple minutes ago. If you're on YouTube, you can super chat us, and what that means is if you super chat, it's going to grab our attention. It's going to highlight, it's going to pop up, and we're going to pay attention. The comments roll by so fast it's hard to keep up with all of them. Jay Spence does the best he can. But if you super chat us, it's like a big banner and we can see it. And you'll get our attention. We'll talk about you, to you, answer your question, whatever it is. What's up, Tony B?
He was talking about Elliot's comments about Josh and all that good stuff. He was saying that he must have gotten a new job at PFF.
Right.
Congrats on the job, man.
Right.
Listen, the reason why I wanted to put that comment up, I know we're about to go in about, obviously Sunday, and then we're going to go forward to next Sunday. But listen, I know we give PFF a hard time because those guys really just trash Josh Allen, and we just,
whistles.
So we get it. But the thing is, I don't respect what they say, but I respect the work that they put in, and I put in, and then when stuff like this comes up, so, we have our Buffalo versus PFF shirts, and those were out. They actually picked up a couple of them, and they actually started to donate to Josh Allen's charity. So if you haven't seen that, please go check out the PFF guys, look at what they're doing, and if you can, donate to Josh Allen's charity. It's a great cause. So I just wanted to shout out the PFF guys really quickly.
Yeah, and if you follow me on Twitter, I have been one of the key people that have been completely against him. Like them and Aaron Schatz from Football Outsiders, they can stay outside because they don't know anything that they're talking about football. I mean, where they come from. But yes, there's a big time. You felt it. There's a big time turnaround going on inside of the NFL community as it pertains to Josh Allen. By and large, there's still some people that are on the other side of the fence, but to see the amount of people that have come out and been like, I was wrong about Josh Allen. Can anybody forgive me? And how do I get on the Bills bandwagon? Like, it's been on Twitter. Have you seen all those tweets? Like, it's been great. Like, national media guys been like, I was wrong. Like, please forgive me. How do I get on the Josh Allen bandwagon? And all of us are just like, come on, brother. Come on.
Let me ask you this, because I've actually seen fans upset with new fans, like people coming from other places, and it's like, why would you be upset that people are fine? Like, this whole time we've been crying because people don't love us.
Legit,
and now
legit, dude. So I can tell you one right now. So like and Richard Rush, I don't know if he's in here right now, but he commented on it. Ryan Hunt, there was a dude, and I don't know where he's from. He's in Sanford, North Carolina. And like, so Ryan Hunt, I'm gonna just shout out. You're probably not even watching, at D-Line Coach 78. He's in North Carolina. He puts a tweet out just a little bit ago with a picture of Josh Allen stiff arming one of the DBs from the Rams. He says, "This is a decision I have been thinking long and hard about, but I've decided after 27 years of being a Cowboys fan that I'm switching my allegiance to the Buffalo Bills, and my favorite young quarterback is Josh Allen. I was forced to be a Cowboys fan at a young age. It's time for me to be free." And I was like, welcome aboard, right? I'm like, let's go Buffalo. And dude, the people are like, nope, no bandwagon fans allowed. And I'm like, wrong. Let's go. like I don't get it, dude. And I don't want to like comment on people's stuff or like talk about their comments, but no, everybody's accepted. Come on, let's get on this train. Let's get on. Everyone is welcome, but we'll remember who was first.
And that's exactly it. So the thing is,
right.
Everybody's welcome, but everybody won't feel the joy that we'll feel if the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it'll be different.
So you can be a new fan and it's like, oh yeah, it's my team, but I'll probably cry. Like, I mean, like weep. Like, I will probably weep. Like, I will need to be held.
My wife, my wife has already said, and this was, my oldest is 13, and she didn't cry when I came out. I'm not a feeler. When she came out, I was counting fingers and toes, and my second daughter came out. Now I'm much more empathetic and compassionate now that I've got two girls than I've ever been. But my wife is still to this day upset about the fact that when my girls were born, I didn't cry. And she knows when the Bills win the Super Bowl, what you said, like, I'm gonna be on this edge of the couch, like face in my hand, and you're just gonna see this. Right? Like,
Man,
like ugly
when we
cheers.
went to the playoffs, and even though like the first time, even when it was like we kind of snuck in back way, like with
Yeah, yeah.
Cincinnati beating the Ravens, but
Never did the back door feel so good. That was dirty.
Joseph,
That was dirty. That was dirty. It was truthful though. Am I telling the truth or am I telling the truth?
you are telling the truth. Oh man, if I was if I wasn't black, I would completely be red right now.
This
I'm just
color?
telling you.
You'd be this
I
color?
would be so red.
Gotcha. What were you gonna say about the feeling?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't know my TV. I don't know how,
We
but my
can't hear
TV
it.
turned up on me.
I can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
You're good.
What was we saying before you made that comment? I'm sorry. You threw my
You
whole.
saying something about.
Oh, we were saying because we got into the playoffs. I was emotional, even the way it happened. Watching the team in the locker room like that, and like watching everybody stand around each other, and guys have their kids in the locker room, just watching it, and then like the pure joy.
Oh yeah,
dude. I was emotional then. So I can't imagine if the Bills. Let's not even talk about winning. If they make the Super Bowl, it's like what?
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be an exciting ride, and the reality is welcome everybody. Don't be that fan, like, right? So show them the ropes, show them what we're about. And the funny thing is, there were a couple people in there that were like, if you're joining this team, you better know what it's about. It's about 4 Super Bowl losses, 2 to the Cowboys, right? It's about like 20 years of a drought. It's about having one of the most prolific offenses to ever play the NFL game, and it mean nothing 20 years later because we didn't get one championship. Whereas like if we had gotten one, it's all validated, and like everything, the whole story changes completely. Like it's just, we go from being the greatest joke on turf to the greatest show on turf, right? Before there was a greatest show on turf. So that just came to my mind. What's up, real Chris Janke? I don't mind new fans, but they will never know or understand the 20 plus years struggles like the original gangsters. And that's true. For reference sake, I don't know if you guys follow Bill's TD a day. Do you follow that on Twitter, Bill's TD a day?
I do. Today's touchdown was a good moment.
I was at that game. So like literally that was the second year I was a season ticket holder. I started buying them my dad. So we've talked about it before. My grandfather got my season tickets, got our tickets in 74, the year after Rich Stadium opened. And I started buying in 97 after my grandpa was too old to continue going to the games. And you can't, just so you guys know, if you don't, you can't will tickets and you can't pass them on for Ralph Stadium or for the Buffalo Bills. They can't change names. Well, my grandpa was Joe Miller. My dad is Joe Miller, and I'm Joe Miller. So at some point in time, somebody's going to do some sort of like research and be like, this dude's like 140 years old. Like, how is this even possible? So I started buying in 97, and that 99 game, like where I was sitting, and Antoine Smith was running away from me. And like, I saw the hole and I saw him truck that defensive back from the Raiders. And it was Antoine Smith's greatest run as a Buffalo Bill. I mean, let's be honest. Antoine Smith was not a great Bill. Like he was big, and he was big and strong and a mammoth of a man. And every time he got touched, he fell over. Except for,
but he didn't quite. Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't quite give us what we expected from him.
No,
at
not
all.
Not at all. So let's do this. Let's move to. We're quite a ways into this broadcast. Let's move to this week.
Wait, can I bring up one thing real quick before we get into like because I know we won't stop.
Sure.
Did you see the report about the NFLPA looking to request all the teams replace their fields with real grass instead of turf?
I have not. Is it because of all the ACLs?
It is. They're trying to cut down on the injuries. And I mean, I know you just heard it now, so really it's a clear reaction from you. So what do you feel about that, hearing that the teams are looking to try to transition every team to switch their fields over?
So I don't know what they're going to do about the dome teams that don't have fields that slide out. So the Raiders field slides out, the Cardinals field slides out. So there's certain teams. I think the new LA stadium, the field slides, or it can get enough sun through the glass ceiling. You're not going to like where I'm going to go with it. So we're probably talking 10 years ago. And this is like what it's been like to be a Bills fan. And this will resonate with all of you. Like, we got slammed in like Sports Illustrated for being like stupid, like one of the worst stadiums in the NFL because we were an outdoor stadium with turf. And I was like, wait a second, there's like 9 outdoor stadiums with turf. Why are we the bad one? So it's just ridiculous. Like, it just brought up a bad memory for me. And I remember being like thoroughly pissed off. I was like 9 teams have, like, The Jets and Giants have turf. They're an outdoor stadium. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
why are we crappy? So, anyways,
probably
I
because we
like
were
it.
crappy.
I think they wanted to go to field turf for the northern teams because of the way the field looks, condition of the field, and stuff like that. I like the idea. I think ACL injuries this year are not necessarily because of the turf. I think it's because there was no. I think more and more and more as this season progresses, we're going to realize that 4 preseason games is probably necessary. As much
It's
as
important.
I buy the freaking tickets. I hate them. Like I have to buy, like I'm forced to buy them as a season ticket holder. It sucks. $97 a seat, like 2 of them, 4 tickets, $400 gone. Like that game sucks. But I'd love to go to 2. I don't think it's even going to get to 2. I think there's an aspect of like getting these guys out on a field early against other dudes, even if it's for a quarter or 2 drives or sprinkling them in just so their body gets acclimated to that, because there's nothing like it, right? There's nothing like being 340 pounds and running as fast as you can and hitting another dude, because they don't do that in practice. The CBA doesn't allow them to. So it'll be interesting to see. Richard Forbes, what's up, bro? No OTA, no preseason. That's why the injuries for sure not in football shape. It's absolutely true. And it's unfortunate. It's nobody's fault. I'm just glad we have anybody else just glad we have football. And then the freaking what's going on with the Titans right now and the Raiders. Please stop. And it was funny because I don't listen to the GR often, but Brownie was like losing his mind today. He was like legit, like awkwardly upset about players, like the Raiders specifically, not like following the rules. Like he was like yelling in the microphone today. And I'm like, bro, relax, like settle a little bit. But yeah, no, I hadn't seen it. What are your thoughts? I talked a long time. Sorry about that. What are your
No,
thoughts?
you're good. That's good. I mean, my thoughts on it are pretty much if it's really, I have to look at the whatever research that's out there.
Yeah.
I've personally never looked to see if it's true that you get more ACO tears or more whatever
Yeah,
so if it's true, then yeah, I would love for them to switch over so that way you have less injuries. But I think turf looks so beautiful. Like our field, to me, our field is one of the best looking fields in the league.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
And to me, you can't get that same exact look with grass. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, well, because it's Green Bay. It's and the Chiefs. Green Bay and the Chiefs, Kansas City fields look pretty rough. And I lived in Missouri for a couple of years when I went to college. KC and Green Bay's fields look pretty rough in the wintertime. So it'll be I think the problem is going to be the indoor stadiums that have roofs, like where the sun can't get to them. But yeah, we'll see. So we're gonna get on to the Rams versus the Bills. We haven't got any just as I say, we haven't got any super chats. Lo and behold, one shows up. So Killian Anstey, and I don't know
Let's
if I
go
pronounced that.
Buffalo. Viva las Fanatics.
I love it, dude. So thank you for the super chat. You were the man,
Yeah, we
Killian.
appreciate you.
Dude, I love that first name. Killian is sweet. That's a sweet
It
first
is.
name. So what we want to talk about tonight, and what I want to know about, the first thing I want to know from you guys, the fans, is this. What do you think is going on with the Bills defense in the second half of football games? And this is what I want to say. It hit me after I recorded my show Sunday night. So I recorded my show, and I don't remember what I was watching. And I want to hit you with this too, because I don't think you've heard me say this. I tried to give it to Rico, and then I tried to give it to the Bills guys, and neither of them took it. The Bills defense leaving the back door open, which is what I said on my show. So the Bills have a habit of leaving the back door open, like against whenever the Bills get up. So if the Bills get up for the last 2-3 seasons, they leave the back door open in the third quarter. They let off the gas, whatever that means. And I don't know why. And low key, as much as this Bills defense has been top 10, top 5 for the last couple of years, this is true. However, teams coming back on the Bills has been blamed on Josh Allen. Like it's been blamed on Allen that the defense, and what's been blamed on, and I've heard you name, pick a person talking about 19 points a game. And because the Bills are only scoring last year, averaging 19 points a game, I think the year before that, even less than that, it's Josh Allen's fault that the defense is letting leads slip away.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just in a position where Josh Allen is able to overcome that. He's able to put the defense on his back and carry this team to victory. But the defense is still doing, and worse, what the defense has done before. But what is going on with this defense? Why do they leave what is going on that the back door remains open? The freaking Buffalo Bills, 4 and out, right? 4 downs and out for the Rams. The Bills go down and score 28-3. You're talking pulling starting quarterbacks time. That's when you pull the quarterbacks. What happens? They freaking scored 20 or 32 points, 28 unanswered points on us. Or was it more than 29? 29, I don't know what it was. 29 unanswered points. Like, what do you make of it?
Well, okay, so on the hump, not the hump day, so on the code of conduct today,
Mhm.
I actually talked about how last season, and I don't know if anybody really remembers this, but the Jets game I don't really count because it was just an ugly game, period. But those next 2 weeks, our defense had some issues early on in the season, and Coach McDermott took over the defense or made adjustments to the defense for Coach Frazier.
Mhm.
And after that, the defense turned around. They looked like a completely different team after that. I'm just thinking with the kind of what we were talking about earlier, you know, the lack of the preseason, lack of OTAs or real OTAs, and not the, you know, we're not just doing virtual trainings because it doesn't help. You're not hitting people and you're not running full speed. So when, you know, when you miss that entirely for the year, you just can't be put together the same way. Like,
Yeah.
and I get it's the same guys back, and I get the chemistry's there, but you still have to practice. Like, you just have to practice.
I totally get it. And I mean, we're talking about a situation where, yes, defenses are behind offenses this year, which is not normal. Normally, offenses are behind defenses, but this is not a new problem. The problem is exacerbated. Like, it's gone from like giving up 14 points to now giving up 29. Like, it's different. Now, granted, as you and I talked about off the air before the show came on, the Rams are a good football team. Last year was an anomaly. The Rams are a very good football team. Sterls is in the house. What's up, Sterling? Sterling is he's a very good friend of mine and Jay Smith. And just so you guys don't know, Sterls is a musician. I'm a musician, and my buddy Jay Spence over there is a musician. You know what else I found out this week? Joe Marino is a musician. How about that?
Is he?
Yeah, and I heard also that Bruce Nolan is a musician. Like, he's a singer. So there's a whole bunch of us up in this mug that are used to microphones. So welcome, Sterls. Good to have you on the show. I agree with you. So it was interesting to me. He actually brought up a good point about Teron Johnson. Against the Dolphins, they totally went after and picked on Levi Wallace. The Rams, I don't know if you noticed it, they were picking on Teron Johnson all over the field. Like, it was definitely where's Teron? We're throwing it at him, which is odd because Teron is usually pretty solid. So
I disagree.
No? All right. I'll
I
take
disagree.
that.
When I watched it, so the first half of the game, the Bills were playing a different defense than they did in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled back a bit. No, they absolutely did. I
Do
don't know why.
You think I'm doubting you? I said this on my show. You heard my
Well,
show.
No. What I'm saying is, so because of the change of the defense, what I'm saying is I don't think it's necessarily that they were picking on Johnson, because I don't think he was like out of place. It's the defense that he was in. He looked out of place, but he was just making the tackles. It was one of those prevent defenses that they shouldn't have gone to as early as they did. I know.
If you want Bill's Mafia in the house right now, there's 177 of you on YouTube, 200 of you watching overall. If you want to be angry, this is what you want to be angry about. And if you don't listen to my show, you should, because you're going to get told all week long that, like, it's all Josh Allen's fault. We've heard that. It's been coming out in the national media that, like, Josh Allen he couldn't keep him in the game, blah, 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 blah. The freaking Bills defense started playing prevent defense 20 yards off. They were 20 yards off against a quarterback that doesn't go over the top. Jared Goff is prolific for not throwing deep passes. Like, he has very few deep balls that he throws. He has long passes because, as you saw, Robert Woods catches a 9-yard dig route and then takes it 37 yards to the end zone. But Jared Goff does not go over the top. What do the Bills do? They start playing 20 yards back, and they're too efficient to do that. Step up, grow some cantaloupes, and smash the guy off the line in the face. If he beats you deep once, who cares? Like, chances are, I'm angry. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And
I'm overreacting.
I don't agree with this statement either. I think Teron is a solid slot corner. Like, I think he's very good. And like I said, it's when you're in a certain defense and when the coaches are making certain calls, it might make you look like you're not as good as you are. But that kid is solid. And I was very, very upset when he got injured. Like, when the shoulder got injured and he was out for a minute, our defense could see it. Like, it was clear. It was a huge decline in performance once he was out. It was almost the same thing like when Milano went out. Like, when Milano went out with that injury, you could clearly see, oh my God, we need Milano.
Yep.
Last year when Johnson got hurt, same exact thing. So I just don't agree. But
to the point, and I don't know if you've seen anybody talk about what they feel is wrong with the defense or why they keep letting you do it, but this is all you need to know. about the fact that the defense leaves the back door open, and teams know it. Josh Allen has 7, it might be 8 fourth quarter comebacks. The only way that's possible is if they were winning at some point in time and the defense gave up points to the other team, and Josh Allen then had to come back. Like, thank God.
It could happen if they were up, period, for the game and we came back. It's a game-winning comeback.
How many times does that happen?
That's happened for us last season. That happened a couple times.
Not as many as we all know. Dude, I give you credit. You're the one dude. You and Kevin, the Dolphins fan. Dude, I'm texting Spence on the side going, this game is effing over. I'm about to throw up. Like, blah, 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 blah. Kevin and Spence is like, I'm good. And Kevin is in the BF chat going, I think you guys are going to win this game.
Kevin's a Miami Dolphins fan, for all of you who don't know.
Josh Allen is going to come down and he's going to put the team on his back and like march the field down, and he's going to score a touchdown. And I'm like, Kevin, shut up.
Before I read Brian's comment, I just want y'all to know. So when I tweeted Sunday, because I told Joe and like we were texting, and he was like, "Oh man, it's over. We're gonna lose. In the chat, everybody's like, "Oh, same old Bills." I'm like, look, you know what, you guys, I'm getting out of the chat because you're too negative for me. I'm feeling like we're gonna win. It's a whole different team. This year's team has nothing to do with the teams of the past. I am not about to deal with this. So Joe's right. Listen, we have to stop being abused fans. It's okay. We can heal now. Dude, we were in an abusive relationship with our football team. No more.
I'm a battered puppy. Like, I literally, like, when the Buffalo Bills go to pet me and treat me nice, I'm like, whoa. Like, literally, that's me. Like, yeah, we got 2 super chats. What's Brian Bowers got to say?
He said, here's a question. Where's this amazing pass rush we supposedly have? We're paying the most in the league to those guys. We need to see more from them, much more from them. I agree 100%, except we're getting pressure. We're just not getting, we're not disrupting it to the point where we're getting turnovers at the rate that we want. I really thought that we would, I thought we would be putting pressure to the point where Trey would, have field. I know they don't throw to Trey, but we would get interceptions. Yeah. I know Levi got one Sunday, or was that last week? I don't remember right now, but
Levi got one this weekend.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's just not enough. We need more turnovers.
So it all winds up together. You've got this past weekend, you've got a rookie out there. Star is gone. So Star's not gobbling up 2 guys. And I'm not a big Star fan, but Star's gone. And then, keep in mind, Harrison Phillips is not healed yet. Like, he's probably running about 85, 90%.
Yep.
So that ACL is not, they're saying it's projected not to be ready or good to go 100% until probably week 8.
And then to be honest with that, like, as somebody, and I'm not a professional athlete, but as somebody who's had ACL surgery, I'm gonna just tell you, your knee is not the same for not even a full year. Like, you might be back, and I know they have a different type of physical therapy that they go through, but just the human body, you just don't.
It's the mind. The hardest thing to get past is the mind, and I've got a left knee issue right now. But yes, absolutely. What's up, Davion Price? Thank you for the super chat. The defense can be better, but winning. Dude, it cures all. The reason we're high, I mean, last week it was all aboard the hype train. I'm still on the hype train. Like, a W is a W. Like, they don't ask you how you got here. They're just like, you got a ticket? We got a ticket. Well, let's go. Like, for sure. So that defensive line, and let's keep in mind, what's up, Cody Finney? That defensive line also was held a lot on Sunday.
This was the one I was looking for.
And the refs did not call it. The defensive line was held a ton. Jerry Hughes is held 2 out of every 3 plays. And the refs don't call it. The refs don't call it. And I think they don't call it because the refs don't like Jerry Hughes, because he's kind of a whiner complainer, and he's a loudmouth. And I think on the field, he talks a lot of trash. So I think they just let him play, but he gets held a lot. But my brother, Andrew Miller. Yeah.
He said no Phillips and Lawson too. So we lost those guys to free agency. Phillips obviously went to the Cardinals, and Lawson down in Miami. What do you really think the loss of Phillips and Lawson was that big?
We're well, I don't know that we can tell now. So I want to play not devil's advocate. I want to play nice, and I want to say that it's hard to tell right now just because offenses are in front of defenses, and that Rams offense is littered with talent. Good. Now, the concern, which we'll get to shortly, actually we probably need to already, is running back. Henderson should not be putting up the yards and the points that Henderson put up against us.
Now you're talking about why I was pissed off Sunday.
Right. And now we got a guy coming in that isn't a 3rd string guy, fluky dude that, like, living on a prayer, right? Like, Josh Jacobs is the real McCoy. Zach Allen is all over. Josh Jacobs really going to rush for 200 yards on us? I don't think so. I bet he's going to get 140 all-purpose yards, and a lot of that is because Derek Carr, who I love, I've been on the show and have said it many times that I'm a Derek Carr fan, is Captain Checkdown. He's Checkdown Charlie for sure. So Jacobs is going to get his points.
He hasn't been checked down Charlie this year.
I haven't seen it. I saw one Raiders game.
No,
and it wasn't enough.
He's not lighting it up like Josh Allen is by any means, but he's not, he's not the same old 2-yard guy, but right. He's not. I mean, we're a better team. I'm not.
You know who's checked down Charlie is Jared Goff, and the Bills in the second quarter or the third quarter up 28-3. We're playing off by 20 yards.
Yep,
against check down Charlie.
See, that's what I was upset about Sunday, though. And like we talked, and for me, it's like, look, I understand that, we weren't paying attention to Henderson, and I get it. Like, nobody was scared of him. With that being the case, there's no way that you let somebody come in here and run for 100. Like, I don't want to call him a nobody. He's an NFL player, but like, he's like a no-name guy when it comes to like elite running backs. You don't let him come in and run for 100 yards in your house. You just don't. Bruh Magic says, my whole family is from Buffalo, so I've always been a fan. My friend who's a Cowboys fan is considered changing sides. Now, give me your honest opinion. What should I tell him? Love the show, by the way. Bruh Magic, we love you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for this. You can leave it up there for a minute. Okay. The super chat. Thank you for the super chat. What would you tell him?
I would tell him to tell his friend to be honest to their heart, because I'm never leaving the Bills. And if they really love the Cowboys, I wouldn't switch. But if they're considering it, maybe they don't love them for real. So don't fall off. Don't jump off our train later on.
I'm old enough that when in the Bills' heyday, when Jim Kelly was just trashing people and Thomas was trashing people and Bruce Smith owned the league, it was very easy for me to pull people to Bill and like make Bills fans out of them. One of my best friends, Marty Pluth, is from St. Louis, and he's a Bills fan because in college the same thing happened. He had a buddy who was from Buffalo, and like they started watching those 90s teams, and Marty was like, these guys are amazing, like incredible. I would tell you that I'm not sure that this team is that yet. I was not a big Dak Prescott fan, like traditionally, but Dak is a good quarterback. Like the dude can play. You can't argue. I've watched Zeke Elliott play since he was obviously starting at Ohio State. I lived in Columbus for 13 years. My wife graduated from Ohio State. My 2 girls were born at Ohio State Hospital. Zeke is a good football player. I like Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is good. I think the thing that sets these two teams apart is coaching. Literally, the difference between the Buffalo Bills and the Cowboys are coaching. Legit. That is the difference between the two. So for me, if you're a Bills fan, I think it's going to be hard to convince a Cowboys fan to come over to the dark side simply due to the fact that like the Cowboys have pieces. They just, I don't know that Mike McCarthy's the dude. Sheldon Cole, Thank you for the super chat. How effective will Moss be next game? Excited to see him and also the defense meshing more as the season progresses.
I don't think we see a lot.
I don't know that he's going to play yet. Is it out there
that yet? Toe is a big deal. It's not out there yet, but even if he's like active, I just don't see a toe injury for a running back. I just don't see it being a game that he comes out and really dominates.
Yeah.
I think maybe give him another 2 weeks, and I expect him to really be back in that lineup. And Sheldon, thanks for the super chat, man.
And Sheldon, that avatar is awesome.
It awesome.
is. Yeah, Tyrod with the visor on. Sweet. So my brother Andrew Miller, at what point does it come gut check? And have our leaders and captains step up on defense and start kicking some and calling people out. I said this on my show. I'll let you answer.
Well, I just feel like at this point for the defense, we need to start calling people out now. I get it as week 3. You shouldn't be in the position where your quarterback. I get it. Like that's what good quarterbacks do. So we're good. It's a great thing to have that.
Yeah.
But if you have a defense that should be top 10. I'm not even going to say top 2 or 3 from last year. If you have a defense that's supposed to be top 10,
it's supposed to be top 2.
It's supposed to be. No, it's supposed to be. But I'm saying like even on that top 10, if you're supposed to be top 10, you don't give up 29 unanswered points in the second half. You don't do that.
Mm-mm.
You just don't. So I'm at the point where I'm like, look, the guys need to step up and start making some noise now.
Especially when the 2 guys you replaced. The guys you replaced when they're supposed to be better than the 2 guys you replaced. And your second pick was forecasted to be a first-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I said on my show, and I know you listened to it. For those of you that did not listen to the Overreaction podcast, you still have time. check out my show tomorrow. Check out Code of Conduct tomorrow. I said that we are at a point now coming off of what we've seen that Josh Allen is trusted by this team. He is the leader, bona fide, legit. Last year, 2018, you're probably talking about a situation where if Allen's getting in the face of the defense, they're probably saying, look, kid, go back over to your side of the field or your side of the bench, talk to your offensive lineman, we'll do our jobs. Allen is now the official leader of this football team. And it's probably time for Allen to step up to that defense and be like, okay, I got you 21-point buffer. I don't want you to give up another point. Like, it's remember the Titans, right? Like they don't gain another yard at this point in time. And I'm the leader of this team. And if they gain a yard, you and I are going to have words, right? I mean, that's kind of where Josh Allen, the space that he's living in at this point. This is Josh Allen's football team, hands down. Like,
well, I agree. So I agree 100%. The only thing that I will add to that is, yes, Josh needs to step up to him, but I think at this point, this is when Tremaine is supposed to.
Tremaine is limping a little bit. He's definitely hurt. So,
well, I'm not talking about necessarily in play. I get that he's injured, and I'm sure the team will understand that he's injured. I'm talking about you need to step up. You're the captain. You're the voice. You're the quarterback of the defense. You need to get in guys' face and say, look, man, you need to do your job. It just is what it is.
For sure. And that's a great segue in regards to Josh Allen. I just changed the topic. The last thing we're going to talk about the Rams, and then we're going to move on to the Raiders. How clutch is Josh Allen? No, really. Where are we putting him amongst the greatest fourth quarter generals? And for those of you that don't remember, guys like, Captain Comeback, Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh, who's the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, like he was called Captain Comeback because like he was known for that. Jim McMahon, Jim Kelly, like the amount of games that we watched Jim Kelly like march right down the field and win the football game. Dan, like what are we talking about? What are your guys' feelings as far as what you've seen from freaking Mr. Clutch, Davion Price? You're right. Freaking McDermott last week, like with a smirk, he's got ice in his veins. Like literally, like he comes out juiced. So he comes out like, right? Like you get like they should just call the first two plays for him to throw the ball 90 yards down the field as far as he can throw it, just to get it out of his system and like just throw that first series away. Because once he's in the game and once he's calm, that is the right word. Ice. Like he's got ice in his veins. I'd love to know what people think about Josh Allen.
And you know what? The crazy thing to me is like the ice really gets there in the fourth. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's amazing to me. Like those guys, and I'm not putting Josh on this level yet. He's gonna get there, but it's like when you look at the guys, like for instance, obviously I'm a Lakers fan, so Kobe back, when he was playing.
You don't say.
In the biggest moments, but I mean, in the biggest moments, it seems like Kobe just didn't get rattled. Period.
Same thing with Jordan.
Jordan, it's just amazing. And so to see the Buffalo Bills actually have a quarterback now who in the fourth quarter can get up there and like you're not fazed.
Dude, it's the fourth quarter, last drive. If it's 3rd and 14, and I'm like, oh, he's got this. And we've talked about that on this show. Like when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14, you're confident. Like, no, Josh Allen's going to like complete this pass. 3rd and 4, and he does. 3rd and 22, you're like nervous. But it's never like it was before, where it's like 3rd and 7, freaking Trent Edwards is the quarterback, and you're like, it's over.
Yeah,
right? 3rd and 5, it's over. We're done.
Well, it's over.
Like the kid is freaking clutch. It's insane. It is absolutely 100% insane how clutch this guy is. What are people talking? Elliot, by the way, bro, we love you. So just so you know, like Elliot is in every single, he's a moderator for Buffalo Fanatics. He's in every single like multicast. Elliot, you're the man, just so you know.
He is. I wish I had the time, honestly, because I feel bad a lot of times because I know guys jump in and watch this show. I don't get to, because when I get off from work, that's normally when everybody goes live. So like for me today, I get off and just jump right in. Yep. So when I get off, normally I want to eat, I want to shower, something. So I miss a lot of the guys' shows and I have to go back and watch it. Elliot is always in here, man.
This Mamba mentality is exactly what you're talking about. And Josh Allen has it. And we are seeing signs. So there was a return of 2019 Josh, erratic Josh. But he's at the point where he's turning it on and off. So like he's taking the snap, he's dropping, he's running, he's dropping backwards, and he's erratic, and guys are in his face. And it was also said on Good Morning Football, I believe it was Kyle Brandt, as he was like basically stiff arming people, And then when it went to come time to throw the ball away, he just calm and collectedly, like he's fighting off 3 defenders. One of them's Aaron Donald. And then finally when he gets free, it's like, it wasn't like he wasn't freaking out. Now there's moments in the end of that game where he did that weird kind of backwards pass thing that he wanted to do, which had he completed that, it would have been great, but it's ill-advised. But what's funny is like last year, the Texans game, he's getting trashed for it. And now people are like, look how creative Josh Allen is. And look, he's always got his eyes open and he's like trying to make things happen. And it's like last year, it was like, what is that kid thinking? And now it's like, Josh Allen. Yeah. Like, it's funny. So what else?
I do want to give a quick shout. I just got a text. Well, I got a phone call from my mom, and I just ignored it. I ignored it because obviously I'm on live. She just texted me and said that my nephew is watching. So shout out to my nephew, Jay. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Shout out to my nephew.
What's up? Good vibes, James Davis.
Let me just tell y'all. So I'm so extremely proud of my nephew. He will be on your TVs at some point as an NFL player. My man Lorenzo Alexander has already sent us a workout. He's going to help my nephew out with football. He plays Saturday. We went to a scrimmage. The guy, listen, he's like a fullback. He plays the defensive line. He plays linebacker. He's just a beast out there. So I'm super proud of you, Jay. Keep it going. Thanks for popping in, man.
Yeah. So how clutch is Josh Allen is what we're talking about right now on the Hump Day Hotline here on the Buffalo Fanatics Multicast Network. I am Joe Miller, one of your co-hosts. That is my buddy Jay Spence, the King. Davion Price, big shout out to James. What's up, my man, James? So where are we going to put him? Do you put him in the, I mean, it's early, but do you put him in Jim Kelly, John Elway? I heard a lot of John Elway this week. Dan Marino. Do you put him in Brett Favre land? Brett Favre land? Who was saying, they were talking about him on Good Morning Football. They were doing a lot of comparisons to him and John Elway this week. Size, not necessarily linebacker mentality, but like, too big for the game mentality. Like I think it was Kyle Brandt was talking about Josh Allen, that he was, what did he say? He was the 5th grader playing football with 2nd graders and doesn't know his own strength. Like he's the guy that's out there running people down and doesn't realize that he's like a 1.5 feet taller than everybody else.
You sure that they weren't preparing you for your show next week? Are you sure? Because you know I love me some Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, but come on, like, dude, it's too soon, man.
7. He's got 7 fourth quarter comebacks.
I understand that.
He's breaking records. He is. Have you seen the
list? He has 3 games for 300 yards.
He has 3 games. 5 quarterbacks that have gone 3-0 with the metrics that he's gone, and all 5 of them went to the Super Bowl the year that they did it.
I understand.
Jim Kelly, Aaron. I think it was Peyton Manning, right? Was Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen.
And now Josh Allen. I understand.
Every one of them went to the Super Bowl the year they did it.
If Josh Allen goes to the Super Bowl the year he did it, then I will put him in that list. But as of right now, he's not there.
We're already talking wildest dreams.
You can listen.
Blow me up in the chat. If I'm overreacting, blow me up in the chat.
You are absolutely overreacting.
We're already.
They're not going to. These are Bills fans, man. These are Bills fans. They all love him. Everybody's been talking MVP before the season started.
Well, not everybody. That Pierre.
In these chats,
there's been a gross amount of lack of Bobby, Rico, and Pierre on our show tonight. Where is everybody? Like Sterling.
Thank you, Malik. Thank you, Malik. Like I love Josh, but come on. He hasn't even won a playoff game.
Playoff wins are not a quarterback stat. Playoff wins are a coaching stat.
Okay. If Josh would have lost this game Sunday, if we would have lost this game Sunday, they wouldn't have put it on the defense. We would have, but they wouldn't have put it on the defense. It was Josh Allen's game to lose.
They're putting it on Josh now.
So a playoff loss is on our quarterback. That's where I'm going. He didn't win a championship. He didn't get us there. Come on, man. Let's not go too far.
Davion Price is all up in my alley. Like, look at this. Come on now. What's up, Davion Price?
Come on, Davion. Come on, man. Come on,
Davion.
Zach said, can we at least say he's similar to Elway or Newton or whatever while realizing he hasn't achieved it yet? I always make comparisons to Cam. I do.
He's got way more arm talent than Cam has. He's got the same physical attributes and mentality that Cam has.
He has a stronger arm by far.
Way more arm talent than Cam has.
Yeah. No, I'll give you that. But I mean, when you really want to compare him to somebody, I mean, Cam is super close. Like it's just. Thank you, New Mexico.
Listen, New Mexico, we don't need you up in here. I don't need your negativity, New Mexico.
I don't need that negativity.
Look, I'm a big Breaking Bad like fan. I love that TV show, but I don't need that New Mexican negativity up in here. Brian Bowers, Joe may be talking as crazy as Spence was when he said Deion Sanders was the best corner of all time.
Listen, the thing is, I don't just go along with the favorite takes. I don't go along with the favorite takes.
They got
I have
receipts
my
up in here.
takes based on facts, and I stick with them.
All right, let's do this. Let's transition because you wanted to be out in an hour, and that's definitely not happening because we haven't even talked about the Raiders yet. This show.
Oh no, it's happening.
Not.
You're here. Everybody, guys, Joe is here.
Listen,
it is the NBA Finals, in case you don't know. And my Los Angeles
pause that
Lakers,
crap, dude. You got a pause button.
I am not pausing the game, Joe. No. Do you pause the Bills game on Sundays?
It's 22. Yeah, yes, I have to. I'm coming home from church.
Well, I'm sorry that you're that. No, I am not pausing the game. I love you all. I gave you an hour of my time during the Lakers game one of the NBA Finals.
I put my phone on airplane mode, like everything. So getting into the Raiders game right now, the injury report, we're going to transition. We're going to make a hard cut transition to the Bills Raiders. So today, this is the injury report from today. So some of these, in my guesstimation, are very much just precautionary. We don't know at this point what's going on with John Brown. It's a calf injury. Calf injuries can be tricky. Did not participate. Deion Dawkins, I saw a lot of comments on Twitter today about people worried. You know what? Ty Nsekhe is making $10 million a year for a reason. So if Deion's out, I ain't worried one bit. And that's just me. I don't know where you fall on that. I think Tremaine is limited. I think that's precautionary. From is the go-to COVID dude. Micah came back in the game, so I think that's precautionary. Quentin Jefferson, it seems like that we're going to pay that dude to sit on the bench more than we're going to pay him to play this year. Dawson Knox is coming back. This was a question earlier. Zach Moss, limited. If he's limited, my guess is he's probably going to be game ready, but we'll see. Ed Oliver is still suffering from that knee when he tried to trip the guy against the Dolphins. And then Delshon Phillips, the greatest hype man that we haven't seen play football yet, right? So that is your injury report as of Wednesday. So getting into the Raiders game, I know what worries you the most. Tell Bills Mafia, all 210 of them that are with us right now, what you're worried about most.
Well, we kind of touched on it earlier. The rush defense for me is just not up to par right now. Oh, sorry. It's just not up to par right now. We really have to do better with, and it's not just last week. We just have to do better overall when it comes to our rush defense.
Yep.
You got Josh Jacobs coming in here. Josh Jacobs is a monster.
Yep.
And I just need y'all to understand, it's not the same thing as Henderson this past Sunday. It's not the same thing. He will run on the best defensive teams for 100 and some yards. So if we're playing defense like this, I know you said you don't think so. You think it'd be like 140 yards total with like passing and everything. Mm-hmm. That dude's going to rush for like 160 yards on this, man. So if I'm just telling you, he is a beast. I don't see anything that the Buffalo Bills can do right now to stop that run.
Yeah, Josh Norman will not be activated this week. McDermott already pretty much said. And then Daniel, yes, Dawkins is starting over Nsekhe for a reason. But Nsekhe is a quality. I'm surprised. I was surprised when the Bills signed him, because we had Dawkins, and then I was surprised that he didn't play right tackle all last year. Left tackle is his position, and the dude was a machine the last year he was in Washington. So trust me, if Dawkins can't play this week, Nsekhe is going to be fine. You didn't hear his name called last year or last weekend for a reason. Like, the dude can play football. Yes, I'm not as concerned about Derek Carr. As much as I love Derek Carr, it's definitely going to be Josh Jacobs. Like, Josh Jacobs is absolutely 1000% a concern for me as it pertains to this defense. They're going to have to do something, whether it means breaking out of the nickel play, like they're playing way too much nickel. And it's probably going to be a Derek Carr beat us, right? Like, we're going to have to make Derek Carr beat us this weekend, is my opinion. Like, so shut down that run at all costs, put those defensive backs on an island, and just like make Derek Carr beat us. Cody Finney, Spence, it's the fact that we ran nickel coverage 100% of the time. I just said that. Switch to a 4-3 or stack the box and have safety no more than 10 yards deep, and let's see how the run game goes. Talk about it.
So what was the excuse week 2 with? I know Gaskin didn't run for 100 yards, but Gaskin looked good against the Buffalo Bills.
They played nickel.
What was the excuse last season?
I think they played more nickel last year as well than they played anything else.
Okay, so if that's who the Bills are, you can't do that against Josh Jacobs.
But last year, you also had Starr, you had Harrison early, and the Bills did a very good job of letting guys like Saquon Barkley lose their minds in the first half and then come out in the second half, Adrian Peterson, and then shut them down. So they did make some solid adjustments in the second half. as it
I'll
pertains
give you that. Like, I
against the
will.
run. Yeah.
I will. I just don't see it. I think he's going to run all over us. So I think we're going to win the game. I just think he's going to run all over us. So, I mean, I'll give you that. If you're right, I will gladly come on here next week and say, you know what, Joe, you were 100% right. Cody, you were 100% right.
It's not me saying that. Don't say it. Like, it's not me saying it. Like, it's just, I think they're going to make every attempt to stop the run. You literally think they're going to go with this game and they're going to be like, look, this is who we are. Come at us.
I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. You can make every attempt. He's good. They run the ball well. They got Richie. I'm just telling you that
Josh Jacobs is good, but he's not Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
And the Bills, by and large, did a very good job shutting down Saquon Barkley's second half of that game last year.
Okay. I will talk to you Sunday. I'm not even going to argue about it because I know I got 3 minutes left before I have to get off. So I'm not going to argue.
You're not leaving me, dude.
Bro, I love you. I'm telling you. I'm out of this joint.
Not even closed yet. Well, I can't do all this by myself. Just turn the game up. I don't care if there's a little background noise. I'm good with it. Turn the volume up on your television. Take one ear off. Pay attention. Or press pause on that mug. So, gosh, man. Stick with me.
I love the fact that a lot of you guys are so confident about it. Like, he won't rush for more than 70 yards. I really hope so. Well, the thing is, a lot of times when I talk, I do get a chance to like really sit here and talk to Bills fans. The thing is, a lot of you really do think with your hearts. And you don't watch the games like, oh, man. Listen. Josh Jacobs is not Henderson. He's not.
We're sheltered from Josh Jacobs being a Raider, first of all. Second of all, Josh Jacobs isn't he wasn't taken necessarily, in the top 5 picks of any fantasy NFL draft. And there's a reason for that. Like, he's good, but you're making it sound like he's the next coming of O.J. Simpson, like Marshall Faulk. He's not that good. He's good, but he's not that good.
Okay. We'll see Sunday.
Wow, look at this guy.
I'm for real. I'm not even going to debate you. We'll see Sunday because the thing is, I'm telling you, the kid is special. And it's not even about rushing you off at this point. The kid is special. Like, I'm nervous. I told you this Sunday when we were texting during the game, I'm like, how the hell are we going to stop Josh Jacobs next week if this is how we're like, I'm serious, man. Like,
time out though. Yes. How are we going to stop Josh Jacobs if we can't stop Henderson? But the Raiders are not Jared Goff and Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee. Like, the Buffalo Bills clearly went into that football game like determined to shut down Tyler Higbee, and they did, right? Like, Tyler, like you're talking about the first quarter of that game, it was literally the Rams, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee. Oh my God, Josh Goff or Jared Goff. Like, all these Rams guys are so, and McVay, Sean McVay is the greatest coach of all time. And by the end of the second half, it was like, where the heck is Tyler Higbee? Like, why isn't Cooper Kupp playing better than he is? Like, the announcers completely shifted gears. Like, they were determined to shut down Tyler Higbee, and they did. Which was nice to not have a tight end destroying us, which is usually par for the course for the Buffalo Bills. But Richard Forbes, what's up? Raiders are big up front too. It's true.
I'm showing you a couple. Up, my man Bobby Jacobs is a monster. Bills game plan has to be to shut him down for sure.
That's what I said.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is you don't seem to think he's as good as he is. I think you just don't watch him. No. You just said he's not. I didn't say he's not good. You didn't say that. I said you don't think he's as good as he is. That's what I said.
I think he's here, not Henderson here. You think he's Saquon Barkley here. He's definitely not Saquon.
No,
Barkley.
I don't think he's Saquon. I think he's a step below Saquon, but he's definitely a big step above Henderson.
He's two step. He's a big step above Henderson. He's two steps.
Joe, you don't even watch him. You just admitted you don't watch him. You're sheltered from him.
I said Bills Mafia is sheltered from him. I just told you I'm a Derek Carr fan. Of course I've watched him. I enjoy him. Like, I'm a Derek Carr fan.
And if you don't think so, this statement right here is very accurate.
Nick Chubb is bigger than Josh Jacobs, first of all. And I think Jacobs has better vision than Nick Chubb. So I would put Josh Jacobs better than Nick Chubb.
You think if Nick Chubb ran against this defense, he wouldn't run for 150 yards?
He didn't last year. He didn't.
Okay,
what did he run? Look it up. What did
we also had Star, who we're talking about, who I keep saying we're missing Star. You don't like Star.
The Bills played the Browns last year. Nick Chubb did not rush for 150 yards.
Okay. And we also had Star.
True.
So what I'm saying is I think Star is a big deal. We miss Star. You don't think he is.
Not rushing for 150 yards this week. Not rushing.
Listen,
he's not going to have 200 yards total from scrimmage.
I'm going to put this up and then I'm going to dip. I love y'all. I've been preaching tonight. Jacobs is a top 5 running back. These guys don't know. I'm with you, Zach. Hey, I love you, Joe. Text me when you're done.
I don't know what to do at this point, yo. Like, watch this. He doesn't realize that I have control. Hey, Spence. And he dipped back out. So he legit signed off. So that's like I'm agree. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know you, AB Peg, but I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that, like, he just totally dipped on us. So yeah, dude, Cody Fit jump on in, Cody. So this is what I want to do with the remaining time of the show, being that Jay Spence is no longer with us. So every single week we talk about a couple different things. And what I want to know from you guys, and I'm going to do the best that I can to drive. Everybody is like blowing me up in the chat. This is awesome. So we're going to talk about the typical stuff that we talk about as it pertains to the Bills playing the Raiders. I'm going to go on record right now and tell you that Josh Jacobs, contrary to what Spence thinks, is not going to have 200 all-purpose yards. He's not going to rush for 150 and get 50 yards receiving against the Bills. Is he going to have 150 all-purpose yards? Possibly, but he's not going to rush for 150 yards. So talk to me, Bills Mafia. What are you guys thinking? What matchups will have most of your attention for this football game? I'm going to do the best that I can to track the comments. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to say his name, Rico. I'm going to do my best Rico impression. You know what? If there's anybody watching right now that is part of Fanatics, jump on in here. And if you're not part of Fanatics and you've got the link, jump on in here with me anyway. So Rico, Pierre, Steve, if you're around, Tilt, Sturls. If you're out there, Sturls, jump on in here. So Tim Stook says we are nervous about the travel and the run game. I'm not nervous about the travel. They asked Josh Allen about the travel today. And he answered it appropriately. He just basically said that, you know what, we're going to basically go by what, the coaches and the trainers tell us, and we're going to do the best we can with what they're basically giving us, which is probably the appropriate answer. Oh, this is good. We haven't talked about this. Ryan, thank you so much. If you are watching this program right now, there's 183 of you watching on YouTube. Smash that like, hump that like right now for me. We're not going to move on until that thing jumps over 100. It's at 91, so I need 9 of you. If you have not smashed that like yet, smash that like and get our metrics up on the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Fanatics Multicast Network. We got 92. Do I hear 93? Come on, give it to me. 95. We're at 95. Come on. We're not moving on until we get to 100. We're not moving on until we get to 100. So 98, and we're almost there. I can feel it. 101. There we go. There we go. This is a big one. Everyone should know where Waller is at all times. He is like Kelsey. Darren Waller is an exciting football player. And it was interesting because if you watched Hard Knocks last year, he kind of came out of the blue last year on Hard Knocks, and it was kind of like I don't want to say a sleeper, but like the dude showed up and played out. Like, and Gruden kind of said in Hard Knocks last year, they're like, this kid's going to be something special, and sure enough, he was. And as we know, the Bills traditionally have a problem with the tight end, so we're going to have to do the best that we can. What other matchups are you guys thinking about? There we go. Nick Chubb had 150 yards and 20 carries. Hunt had 30 on 4 carries. If the coach wasn't so dumb, they would have had over 200 yards. Well, that's true, but had the Buffalo Bills not came out and thrown the ball 40 times, they could have won that football game as well. But that's a whole other conversation for another day. Thank you so much, Travis, for the chat. Everybody, my name is Joe Miller. You are watching the Hump Day Hotline, and you can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. We got a super chat. What's up, James Soggs? Do you think Josh throws for 300 again? I'm going to be honest with you. Yes. I think this is a football game where the Bills are going to come out and they're going to press. Like, they're going to press that defense. And I think there's something going on. It's interesting to me. By the way, James, thank you so much for the super chat. It's interesting to me how hard it looked for Josh Allen to get 300 yards in 2018 and 19, and how easy it is for him to get 300 yards now. Now it just seems like, especially against the Dolphins, he had 240, 250 by halftime. Now, clearly he had to do some magic second half in this last game to kind of get there. It looked like he wasn't going to have to throw for 300 yards. Backstabber. Like, traitor. You're a traitor. I don't care how sexy that cartoon avatar is. You're a traitor. I think Josh Allen does throw 300 again this week. I think he continues that pace. I think Devin Singletary has 100 yards from scrimmage as well, which is interesting. Give me just a moment. Thank you for the super chat, James. You are the man. Let me take a look real quick. What stats this week? We're going to get there. So save those takes. What stats for Josh I'm going to have? Save those takes. We're going to get there in a second. I'm going to ask you guys specifically for your takes as far as Josh Allen's stat line for this weekend. You're already blowing it up. You don't get there so early. You guys are all over it. There it is. Jay Davis, Raiders secondary is hella weak. Josh should dot them up. I agree. When you look at what Josh did against the Dolphins defense secondary, and then clearly, Josh said this past weekend against the Rams that Jalen Ramsey is, obviously one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, but they're not going to shy away from him. He said he wasn't going to force the ball at Jalen Ramsey, but Josh absolutely went at Jalen Ramsey and beat him. So him and Diggs, you want to talk about a chemistry that has developed out of nowhere. And by that, I mean like no OTAs, no training camp. These guys are on the same page. To see Diggs work, I don't know if you caught Brian Baldinger's breakdown of the video from this past weekend, but just to see Diggs work back into open spaces and Allen already know literally where Diggs is going, like at all times on the field, is almost like a safety blanket. It's impressive. Who are you talking to? You're watching a Lakers game. Dude, I'm about to block you. I have like moderator abilities. I'm about to block you. Cody Finney's looking for the link. Dude, I can't multitask like that, yo. Like, it's bad enough I gotta like talk to you guys, and I have to work the chat, and I'm gonna have to work the banners because Jay Spence, something in Jay Spence's life is more important than Bill's Mafia. Think about that for a second. So who loves you? Who loves you? You know who it is. It's Joe Miller. Joe Miller loves you. You guys are getting there early. Why? All right, so let's do this. We're going to go there now. So give me a Josh Allen stat line prediction, and I'm going to try the best I can. I'm going to go back on some of these if I can find them. Joe Miller live. Here we go. Allen goes for 404 yards, says Elliott. I don't think it's going to be that high, but I think he could have 400 yards or 4 touchdowns again. Josh will throw for 400. Davion Price. Is John Brown still out right now? So Sheldon, that's a good question. We talked about it a little bit. He did not practice today. He's got a calf injury, which kept him out of the game. And we're literally at a point with the Buffalo Bills from the Jets game to the Dolphins game, even to the Rams game, because of what the score was, 28-3. We're not sure as Bills fans if the coaching staff is keeping a player out from a precautionary standpoint, or if he's keeping a player out because the player's absolutely hurt. We have no idea how hurt John Brown is or what his calf situation is like. And yes, it will affect what the Buffalo Bills offense can do, but it also gives a guy like Isaiah Hodgins an opportunity. Not to mention the fact that, Cole Beasley's still going to be open, as is Gabriel Davis, as is Stephon Diggs. Get Cody to join you. I would love to have Cody. Like, I'm landlocked at this point. Once again, if there's anybody out there in Buffalo Fanatics land that's part of the staff, part of the crew, and you've got the link, jump on in here with me. Judge, somebody jump on in here. Tilt money. I threw that up there. So we're talking about Josh Allen stat lines. What do you guys got? What do you got for me for Josh Allen stat lines? Scrolling. I'm at the top of them, right? Yes, Richard. Joe, comma. Yes, Richard. Do you have something to say? Sorry about that, guys. I thought that was funny. So, Jay Davis, 287 yards, 3 TD passings. I like that stat line. Believe it or not, for Josh Allen. I do believe he'll hit the 300 mark again and continue to wow the NFL. I think a down week is coming. I don't think it's going to be this week. Kyle says 380 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Andrew Miller says 350 yards, 3 touchdowns to Diggs, Singletary, and Croft. Dude, what a game. We didn't even get to talk about Croft. And I said that. So if you don't listen to the Overreaction podcast, my show that drops on Mondays, that was what I talked about. I talked about the fact that the biggest tragedy about that football game from Sunday was the second half was going to put us in a position that we would never really get to talk about the great points that happened in the first half. Croft was one of those great points. Davion Price, 31 of 40, 378, 3 touchdowns, 5 rushes for 45 and a touchdown. Richard Rush, there he is, 338, 3 passing touchdowns. The confidence that Bills Mafia has in one Joshua Allen. This is like, we are living in wildest dreams land. Like, this is before the season. It was literally a Josh Allen MVP candidate. Josh Allen throw for 4,000 yards. Josh Allen 40 touchdowns. not in your wildest dreams. We're living in wildest dreams land. Kyle Woolston, 70%, 350, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing TD, 5 touchdowns on the day. Again, will Isaiah Hodgins play? I would tell you that if John Brown does not play, yes, Hodgins will play. Basil, like, where's the bell? Ring that bell. I see there's a super chat coming. I will get to it in a second. 325, 4 TDs passing, 50 rushing, 1 touchdown, 64% completions. Oh, Tristan, are you a Raiders fan? Calling for Josh Allen to throw for 342, 4 touchdowns, 8 rushes for 28 yards. I know that is not a Derek Carr stat line. Daniel, 368, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Sam, we are not going to have Norman. I believe McDermott has already come out and said that he is not likely to play. Tim, 328, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Allen, 250, 120 rushing. Will, my man, video quality is bad. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I thought I had a super chat in there somewhere. There it is. James Soggs, just throw me. James, your chat, whatever it was you were trying to tell me didn't come through. So do me a favor, repost it. So re-chat what you were trying to tell me, and I'll throw it up here and get it up here for you. I'm sorry, guys. So maybe that's a clue that I need to jump off to. Jeffrey Green, 455 touchdowns. Sam says 310, 3 passing, 1 rushing touchdown. Video is poor. I'm looking at my laptop. It looks pretty good. So I apologize, everybody. Brett Holmes, 22 of 35, 248, 2 touchdowns, 68 rushing yards, 1 rushing TD, 1 fumble max. Crosby worries me off the edge. I would agree with that. Cody Finney, 387. I think I already got yours, Cody. Richard Forbes, JE, I'm right there with you, man. Gabe Davis is going to have an even better game this week. Dude, you all are like blowing up this chat. So I'm glad that it's better now. I wish that appreciate you guys watching out for me. We're having, so if you're in Buffalo, I don't know how many of you guys are in Buffalo. We're having some rain. We're having some issues. And anytime the rain happens, I've got a very, very good internet DSL connection. I usually get about 100 up and 100 down. But the rain sometimes makes it go a little jabber wonky. So let's do this. We're going to change that. So let's move on to final score predictions from Bills Mafia. What do you guys think the final score of this football game is going to be? So we've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes. There's 207 of you guys up in here. We got 114 people that have smashed that like. Somebody didn't like what I said, so we've got 1 dislike. I don't know who you are, but I'll find you. That or you were mad that Jay Spence quit on us. Jay Spence is a quitter, y'all. Jay Spence is a quitter. And when I want you all to get on Twitter right now, go to @JSpenceTheKing and say quitter. Do whatever you got to do. Call him a quitter. So this is what we got. Final scores for the Buffalo Bills. 34-14. I'm guessing all these had the Bills winning. 34-14, 31-13. Right now, the Buffalo Bills are averaging 32 points per game, which is way up from the 19 that they were averaging last season. I can't keep up with y'all. 24-7 Buffalo. Bills by a million. Elliot says 37-24. Bills over the Raiders. Viral Nate Dog says Bills win 42-28. I would love to see a 40 burger. And we're still working for the 50 burger. Stash for 50. Hashtag stash for 50. If it happens, 34-14 says Carson. Lone Wolf 27-24. Lone Wolf, is your wife watching? You told me one time something about your wife couldn't wait for Wednesday to watch the Hump Day Hotline. Is she watching? Let me know if she's watching. Basil Mortal says Bills 38. Everybody else 24. Tristan, if y'all stop Renfro, Waller, and Jacobs, 34-17. Waller concerns me. Henry Ruggs, believe it or not, concerns me. I'm not overly concerned about Renfro. I don't think this is a situation where they're going to put Trey on somebody. I think Trey's going to stick to his side. Whoever he gets, he gets. But that's actually a really good comment there, Tristan. Appreciate the comment. Jay says 31-20. We have a lot of confident Buffalo Bills fans up in this chat. I can't get to them all. Jason, 34-24 Bills. Raider fan did the you might be right. I'm going to go with the narrative, Tim, that somebody was upset about Jay Spence leaving, and that's why they which probably means they don't like me, but they're mad about Jay Spence leaving. So Michael says Bills 42, Vegas 28. Robbie says 31-2070. If you get a chance, go over to Let's Talk 71 Sports. Subscribe to his channel. Listen to his show. I've been a guest. Spence has been a guest. Judge has been a guest. He's got it going on over there. What's up, James? 41-17 Buffalo. Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray is, so for those of you that don't know, Bobby Ray is one of the founders of Buffalo Fanatics. He does all of our graphics. So those awesome graphics that you see, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Awesome graphics like this one. That's all Bobby Ray. So if you're not following Bobby Ray on Twitter, you should. He's the man. Bunch of squids. Bills 30, Raiders 14. Defense finally gets it back, gets their groove back with a couple of turnovers. Man, y'all chatty tonight. You guys are blowing me up on this comment line. Andrew Miller, 31-21 Bills. Raiders get away from the run because of the offense. I believe that. I agree with that. I'm not so sure that any other team in the NFL is as committed as the Rams were to the run being down as far as they were down. I think most teams would probably just start chucking the ball all over the field. Is Isaiah Hodgins going to be taken off IR by the game? There have been no reports. I actually can't answer that question. So Justin, 31-17, Buffalo Bills win. Ryan says Bills 42-24. I like your style, Luke. I like your style. They're all over the place. Oh, Tony one upped you 51-3 or 52-3. AB Peg says Bills 36-20 Bass mixes an extra point. Kyle says 38-21. Dunny says 31-21. Man, I can't keep, you guys are just crushing it in here. You guys are killing it. We'll just stop right there, Chris. Let's go. Let's go, Bills Mafia 3. I would love to see this, AB. I would absolutely love it. We are due. We are absolutely due for some turnovers and to win on the turnover side of the game. We have not yet won. You know what I can do? How about if I did this? Now there's two of me. How's that strike you guys? Now I don't feel so lonely. The problem is I ain't got nobody to talk back to me. So that's what we've got. It's halftime. Now Spence can come on. Is it halftime already? What's the score? Somebody give me the score of the Lakers game. I hope they're losing. And I hope Jay Spence is winning. You bid a buck. Oh, that's funny. Tim, I appreciate that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot. I don't know how Rico does this. So Rico manages this. He manages the bell. He manages your guys' comments. But yeah, it's pretty insane just trying to keep up with everything. I do want to have a conversation. So we talked about final score predictions, which is what that is. I've got all kinds of tickers running here. I apologize. What do you think is going to be the primary key? And we may have hit it already. And I'm going to keep you guys for a couple more minutes and I'm going to bounce out of here. Actually, you know what? Let's scratch that. Let's just go to questions. And I think the secret to this whole thing is me basically allowing you guys to drive. So why don't we open it up to questions? If you've got questions, if you've got comments, something going on, let me know. If you've got a question or a comment for me, I'm going to do the best that I can. Dunny, appreciate you. I appreciate that because I'm barely treading water over here all by myself. So Lakers are killing it. Then why is he watching the game? Shouldn't he be here with me, James? I think he should be here with me. I agree with this. I think the defense, I predicted last week in my pregame show, I should say, that dropped on Sunday, that I felt like the Bills defense was going to finally return to form. And by and large, if you think about that football game against the Rams, they did. First half, they absolutely smothered the Rams first half. But then they went into that weird prevent defense, which we talked about like ad nauseum at the beginning of the show. They need to come out and they need to put a full game together. And it's funny because Josh Allen is putting a full game together. My laptop is getting blurry. It looks like everything's getting blurry. So sorry, guys. I apologize that everything's getting blurry on you again. So Carmen, I appreciate that, brother. Talk to me about, just give me some questions. So I'm going to keep you for about another 5 minutes. Let's be honest, though, the Rams are the best offense in the NFL, in my opinion. The best in the NFL. They're up there. Am I going to put them top? I'm not sure. When you look at weapons across the field, they're definitely equal to, if not better than most. I've still got to give it to the Cowboys as far as weapons. I don't know what's going on with that Cowboys football team, why they can't seem to put it together. why they can't seem to like win consistently other than coaching. I think it's a culture and a coaching situation. I'm trying to think of some teams. What teams out there are better offensively, do you guys think, than the Rams? The Rams are definitely good. The Chiefs are definitely better than the Rams. I think they're definitely top 3 for sure. Last year, in my opinion, was an anomaly for the Rams for sure. I don't know what they were trying to figure out, but they were definitely an anomaly. So KC1 is the best. Yes, Tony, I'm good with the technology. I'm not eye candy, but I can give you something to look at. Is this a joke, Chris? Chris, come on. Now I know the Falcons defense is bad. they've let up some really. We haven't even talked about the fact that the Bills were almost 28-3, the second 28-3 story. But let's not talk about that tonight. KC, I agree with you. What they dismantled the Ravens on Monday Night Football. It was crazy how good they were. You know what, Rick James? You might be right. By week 8, the Buffalo Bills might prove or have proven themselves to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. So that may absolutely be accurate. The Seahawks, I don't think have the weapons that the Rams have, but they're a good football team because of Russ Wilson. Russ Wilson is the freaking man. Elliott, once defenses figure out the Ravens' little running gimmick and you force LJ to throw, he's an average QB at best. I watched that game specifically to watch because in the playoffs last year, specifically the game that they lost against the Titans, I wanted to see Lamar throw outside the numbers. He didn't in that Titans game. He didn't really throw us outside the numbers again against the Chiefs. I'm not sure that he is yet to be a quarterback that's going to throw outside the numbers. Basil, question to Joe. If Jets, which Joe? This Joe or that Joe? Me Joe or that Joe? Just kidding. If Jets move on from Sam Darnold, do Bills try to get him as their number 2? I don't think there's any way that happens. Sam Darnold is a quality NFL quarterback, and he's going to be still. So when I think Sam Darnold, I don't think Sam Darnold's ruined. I think the Jets are misusing him. I don't think they've built around him. I think he has probably the worst head coach in the NFL by a lot. And I don't mean like by a little, I mean by a lot. I don't see the Bills. I don't see Sam coming to the Bills. When I think of Sam Darnold, I'm thinking Rich Gannon type career, Kurt Warner type career. So he's going to go someplace else. It's going to take him a little bit. He's going to get like his feet underneath him. And then when he does, like he's going to turn into like what everybody wants to see. I feel like I've missed a super chat, but I don't see it anywhere. If somebody super chatted, please let me know. I'm showing a highlight, but I don't see it anywhere. So I apologize. If this is a really good call, it would not surprise me at all, Brett, if he moved on from the Jets. So I put this out on Twitter, I think on Monday. Imagine this scenario, right? So the Jets get the number 1 pick overall. They've got Sam Darnold and they don't pick Trevor Lawrence, right? After what we've seen. So whatever the Jets do, they've done it so bad this year that they don't, like they get the number 1 pick and they don't draft Trevor Lawrence. Now imagine the opposite scenario. The Jets get the number 1 pick and they do pick Trevor Lawrence. Like, what a weird situation. I would agree with that. I think if there's a team that goes after Sam Darnold, it's probably the Broncos. There's some other teams that could use him. John Elway strikes me as a guy that would go after him for sure. You guys are blowing up the comments. I can't even keep up, y'all. AB Peg. AB, I've never seen you before. Welcome to the Hump Day Hotline. I love having you in the show. You've been super chatty and super active. I appreciate it. The Ravens just throw their game plan out the window during big games for some reason, like they barely rushed like they usually do on Monday. They did the same thing versus the Titans in the playoffs. They might get itchy. You never know. You never know. This would be interesting. Lone Wolf, Raiders or Chicago for Darnold. Nick Foles, clearly, if you have not heard the news, is now the starter in Chicago. If things go terribly wrong in Vegas, I can see the Raiders moving on from Derek Carr, and you got to think that Gruden is going to do great, big, awesome things with a guy like Sam Darnold, who has the arm. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ryan. Like, my camera's up there. I've got 2 screens here, and I'm trying to watch the chat. So what I'm trying to watch is actually you guys talking to me. So I may have a booger. You never know. You never know. So Jordan says after Monday night, Josh Allen is looking like the best QB out of that draft. It's true. I am willing to admit at this point that Baker Mayfield has reached his ceiling. I would say that Josh Allen still has not reached his ceiling, I don't think. I think we've seen the best of Lamar, and I think Baker Mayfield, or no, Sam Darnold, I think is just in a situation where he cannot succeed. Just cannot succeed. Appreciate that. Thank you for keeping me from going crazy. That was Trek. Appreciate it, bro. The laptop. The laptop's over there, bro. Like, so I don't know what you're looking at, Ryan, but don't make fun of my boogers. I won't do it. Got a question from Jay. What do you think will be our biggest position of need by the end of this year? So when you think about the Buffalo Bills and position groups in particular, and you're asking yourself what position groups are have the least amount of depth. Now we're going to assume the Bills are going to re-sign Matt Milano. I think they're going to. I think they're going to get that done. Regardless of that, the Bills are still super duper shallow, if the word is depth, at linebacker. I think the Bills probably go linebacker. I think that offensive line is pretty stout. I think they're doing. Sorry, that defensive line is stout. I think that offensive line is stout. Quarterback, I don't know where Jake Fromm falls, but if you're talking about where they're going to go first round pick next year, if I had to guess, the guess is going to be linebacker. Excuse me, possibly safety. That's always a possibility as well, just because Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer aren't getting any younger, and you don't want to have to draft a guy when like the last guy left. You'd like to get a guy in here that can kind of, learn and grow in the system. So Jeffrey Green, thank you for the super chat. The Bills win the Super Bowl. That's what we're here for, bro. That is what we're here for. You were the man, and I appreciate it. Oh, I just saw Bobby Ray. Where'd he go? Bobby Ray says, imagine if Allen passed for only 97 yards on primetime. Bobby, stop. That's the Buffalo Bills we've seen for the last 20 years. Stop with that noise. No, Josh Allen loves the lights. Josh Allen loves the lights. Oh, you're referencing Lamar, right? So, yeah, right. What's funny about that is like nobody really came away from that saying anything negative about Lamar Jackson throwing 99 yards on Monday night. We're at the point, Ryan, where I would agree that Milano is in a position where like he might be having a little bit of trouble staying healthy. Daryl Williams. So I'm on the fence, Andrew. I'm on the fence about Daryl Williams not getting enough love. Daryl Williams had an amazingly solid week 1 and week 2. Everybody's entitled to a bad game. True. But he did not do as great this past week. And it could be because of the shakeup. And we haven't even talked about Quentin Spain. We haven't even talked about the fact that Quentin Spain got benched and they moved Cody Ford to left guard. And for some reason, Brian Winters went to right guard and he was a train wreck. So that could have messed with the flow that like Daryl Williams was feeling, and it could have thrown him off a little bit. Biggest position to need to be cornerback. That is one of the areas. I was going to say corner. It's going to be corner or linebacker, in my opinion. I think the Bills are going to. The problem is do you go first? This is what we got to talk about. Where are the Bills drafting? Where are the Bills drafting? So if the Bills are drafting bottom 5, right, 27 to 32. That's a great place to find an off-the-ball linebacker. It's also a great place to find a second cornerback. You're not going to find a Tre'Davious White 27 to 32. It's also a position where the Bills could trade out of that pick and then pick up some draft capital. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but you could argue, I never completed that thought. Thank you, Zach. You could argue it's going to be cornerback or linebacker, in my opinion. It also could be offensive guard. It really could. So we are still living in the 203 land as far as people listening to the show. We're at an hour and 29 minutes. I'm going to jump off this mug here in a minute, like literally about a minute. If you've got a super chat, get it in. Jeffrey Green's got one in. Jeffrey, thank you for the super chat. I think Josh Allen will be MVP. Pierre is loving that noise, and I'll tell you what, so am I. I love that. I love the sound of that. What do I think about Josh Allen being MVP? If he keeps up the pace that he's on right now, he is tearing it up. It'll be, I don't want to say obvious. And the reason that it's not going to be obvious is because there is a lot of flack that the voters are taking right now about the fact that Russell Wilson has never received, it's hard to believe, Russell Wilson has never received an MVP vote. And if there's going to be a makeup year for Russell, if he plays well, and there's going to be a makeup year, this is the year for Russell Wilson to win the MVP just because of the fact that he's never received a vote before. Ryan, I appreciate that. Yes, jump on that like button. 3 down, man, 3 dislikes. I don't know what y'all are doing to me, but apparently I'm not doing a great job. So James back in it. Bills are drafting 32 because we were winning the Super Bowl. Man, you guys are on fire. Last week was the hype train week. This week is on to Las Vegas. Last week was the hype train week. Guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. My name is Joe Miller. You can find me on the Buffalo Fanatics Podcast Network. I am the host, the voice, if you will, of the Overreaction Podcast. So I'm dropping 2 pods a week now. My Monday pod, which is my post-game pod, and then I'm also dropping my preview. So my Sunday preview pod, which comes out usually Saturday night, somewhere around there. If not, then Sunday morning. If you're looking in the Sunday morning one is only meant to be about 15 minutes. So it's just enough to whet your appetite. I go through the league. I pick the games. As of last week, I can't remember. I was like 21-9 or something like that. As far as the games that I had picked, I didn't fare as well this past weekend, but I'm dropping 2 pods a week now on the Buffalo Fanatics Network, a preview before the game on Sunday, and then obviously my Monday show, which is the big dog, where we basically get into it and we talk about how we're feeling, the emotions we have, what we feel like coming off that game, how the Bills did. It's my job, I feel, as a podcaster to connect with you, the audience. It's not a lot of X's and O's. It's more about how we felt from the couch on Sunday. So if you have not listened yet, please jump in and listen. Elliot, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys sticking with me for an hour and a half. Andrew, thank you so much. Elliot, thank you so much. Ryan Parker, go Bills. Zach, I appreciate you being in here. Daniel, all you guys are legit. Like, I come off this show every Wednesday night with a high. Like, literally, I come off this show with a high. And it's because you guys, Bills Mafia, is just freaking awesome. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you are wondering about the intro music that we play every single week, that's actually a song that I wrote back in my recording days. But I thank you guys for tuning into the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. Do me a favor, if you have not yet followed me on Twitter, go right now. Find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. Other than that, I can't wait for the Raiders game this weekend, 4:15. We're on to the Raiders. Bills are going to be 4-0, y'all. Go Bills.